Okay, so you're looking to move to Davenport, Florida, but you want to know all the new construction opportunity we have going inside Davenport. Well, in this video, I'm going to cover different communities that are going on inside Davenport right now that you need to know when it comes to new construction, ranging from multiple price points, different locations, and more. Also, at the very end of the video, I'm going to give you a community that you can't even find for sale yet unless you know specifically who's building it, and it's centrally located right off the 27 here in Davenport. I'm going to share that with you last because, hey, when you live here, like I do in Davenport, you run across great opportunities like that one before they even come to market. So let's get into it and we'll start hitting with each community. Okay, so we're gonna get into the first one right now, and I have a whole list. You can't see this behind the camera, but I have a whole list of all these communities because when it comes to new construction, there's a lot going on, but at the same time, you might notice in some of these communities that they're kind of cookie cutter. And Florida loves its basic cookie cutter homes, but the first one is not that. So the first one is Villa Domani. So this one is actually probably the most northeast new construction community we have here in Davenport that I see that still has homes available at this current point in time. Now, there are a lot of communities inside Davenport. This 6 doesn't even cover them all, but Villa Domani has about 5 homes when I looked left. So they're at the tail end. So I'm getting this one out of the way first. But it has, obviously its big focus is resort style living townhomes. So obviously parking seemed a little tight inside of the community when we went inside of it, but it is really cool because as soon as you get in, obviously the gates are open right now because obviously they're still building, trying to sell these final homes, but it will be soon a gated community closed to the public. And you have a pool clubhouse. As soon as you come inside the community on the right, it has, honestly, for townhomes, normally you see, like I mentioned before, cookie cutter homes. I didn't feel that way when it came to this community. They were nice. Like the layout seemed very simple. Now, it's not a very large community, but it does seem like they're trying to hit like a more luxury style of living, very, very well located. So this is actually, since it's being the most northeast, it's actually one of the closest when it comes to Disney. You're not far from the I-4. You're not having to deal with like the 17 or the 27 to get to the 4. You're not far from the 4. You're close to Champions Gate, so shopping is not an issue. You are in a great location when it comes to this community. And so if you're looking for luxury living and you're seeing this video, hopefully relatively quickly, there's still like 5 homes that are ready to move in available. But once those are sold, that's all they will have. Now, keep in mind, I saw several homes available. So you can always reach out. We can have that conversation, help you find one of those resale homes that's available, even the new construction ones. Like I'm here to help you with all of them. But there are some, and you know, they go quick. But I imagine like most new construction communities, you'll find more for sale. So the units that are available, they range from $480,000 to $590,000 selling. Now, for a townhome, that's expensive. So hence the luxury tag. Not sure where you're coming from, that might not be luxury, but for this area, that's gonna be considered luxury. Now, aside from the pool and clubhouse, that's about all you have going for it, but again, the look and feel is more luxury, and the cool thing is like everyone has assigned parking spaces and garages, and so that does lend to some more benefits when it comes to living in this communities. You have the space and the parking. Now, the first unit is, obviously they're all 2 stories, but the first one is 4 bed, 3 bath, 1,700, just over 1,700 square feet. The second one is 5 bed, 4.5 bath, just over 2,300 square feet. So those are the only 2 that are available. They had a lot more at the time of this, but right now, that's all they got. And I can tell you the homes do feel more luxury. Now, that is kind of predicated because real luxury is like the $1 million Toll Brother homes that are being built closer to Lake Nona, right? So I wouldn't call it probably like the most luxury feeling interior of homes, but they're nice. They have a lot going for them. The community is well kept. You can tell that they put a little bit of thought into the layout. Some of these communities that I'm going to talk about today had really bad layout, but let's get into the second one and see how you feel in the comments below about that first one. Okay, the second one, I didn't get a chance to go inside. It is a gated community. We had a lot going on. I even brought the kids with me when we went through looking at all these communities. So the next one is Hampton Landing in Providence. So Providence is already a gated community, but in the back, they are building new construction homes. Now, this is obviously another take on luxury because obviously the price goes anywhere from $520,000 all the way up to $920,000, but you get golf course access. It's a gated community, like I mentioned before. You got pool, playgrounds. There's a lot going on to it, and at this current time, they are, at the time of making this video, which I will put a timestamp in this video, they are doing a 2% rate buy down. So 2% of the purchase price, they will use that to buy down your rate so you have a lower cost for the initial 1 to 2 years. It varies, every single rate buy down program varies. But again, this is like a luxury family stake, not far from where Villa Domania is. It's right off the 17. Thankfully, this one is a little bit more north on the 17, so you're not running into too many traffic issues. To be honest with you, most of the traffic issues come before Providence. So keep that in mind. So the benefit is you're like the cutoff point most of the time to where you can just head straight to the I-4, do what you gotta do to head about your day. So it's not the worst when it comes to location. You get that golf course access. Like me, I grew up playing golf. I wasn't like I was good at it, but hey, you know, you do have access to the golf course and those amenities. So for the luxury side of it, and they do have a guard on duty during the day. So look, it's one of those communities where if that's what you're looking for to kind of keep a lot of people out, then this could be the benefit for you. Now keep in mind, you might be able to get access to the community. You can always drive up to the visitor section of the gate and just, hey, I'm looking to look at the new construction homes, or obviously you can always reach out. We can kind of schedule that showing to look at those homes for you. All right, the next one is going to be Greenfield. Now, this is probably more your standard single-family new construction homes inside Davenport. Now, this one is just heading south on the 17th. So, biggest thing I'll mention with this, it's not the worst traffic right outside the gates, but sometimes that 17 can back up during peak travel times. It's not as bad as the 27. So, definitely not as bad, at least in my opinion, as the 27. But that is one con when you're starting to head south on the 17 is sometimes the traffic can be a little annoying, especially if you go to Disney a lot. We love to go to Disney. Well, my family loves to go to Disney. I could care less. But that is something that's obviously really big for a lot of people. Now, this has a community pool, playground. The community is a standard cookie cutter homes, but they do have a decent range. And it doesn't look like a bad community. I like the layout. It looks nice. You can tell it's not like overly crowded. And thankfully, because it's not on the 27, it doesn't, like, you don't leave your community to get caught in the chaos of all the tourists and stuff like that. So right now, prices range from $373,000 to $517,000, ranging from single story to 2-story. It's, again, cookie cutter Davenport. 4 or 5 beds, 2 to 3 full baths. Like, that's what you're looking for inside the community. That's what you're looking in all the different options. Now, they vary with layout, not really layout, but they vary like with stories, 1 extra bedroom, bathroom, like, again, not too many differences you're getting. Another cool thing though is they are doing a rate buy down. So this is obviously land and sea, so you can do anywhere from 5 to 6% rates. They will buy that down, or they will give you up to $20,000. Again, there are certain rules with that. That's why people always go straight to new construction. I really recommend like having someone like us to help work you through it, because you've really got to know what question to ask with these people, because you never know what's going on. But that's going till the end of March 2024 is when they're running that program. And there's another community inside of here also being done by Land and Sea. Same program applies. They're applying it to all their new construction around this area. So again, community is a good community. The location is pretty solid if it's right next to a school. Standard, a lot more affordable than the other ones, especially if you're trying to get some space with the family. I know when we moved here, I didn't want a townhome. I got kids. I need some space, all right? This community is probably one of the better ones that you're gonna find that's not caught in the craziness that is the 27 in Davenport, because that's definitely a lot of like the big tourist hub. Hey, real quick, I want to take this moment to let you know, while we're talking about these new construction communities, when it comes to moving to Davenport or just Orlando in general, we're here to help you through it. So my name is Cameron Hodge, I'm with eXp Realty. I'm a real estate agent here, and we specialize in relocation. Being a veteran, I've done it many times in my life. Relocating, we move family. I've done so many cross-country road trips with my kids. I'm kind of done for a while. But if that's you, you're looking to move to Orlando, we specialize in helping you do that. I don't care if you're looking to get new construction, resale, it doesn't matter. We're here to help you. This number down below is how you can reach out to us. Call, text, email, it doesn't matter. You go straight to me. It's me who's gonna answer. I will help you work through that process. I'm not handing you off, so you're not gonna call some line and have to get put onto some random person. No, it's me. And I love talking to you guys. A lot of you have really cool stories as you move to Orlando. So if that's you, reach out, let's have a conversation. And even if you're moving in a year, we need to talk, because I can tell you that year goes by fast. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm already hitting 30s, and like I can't even believe how fast time goes. So if that's you, reach out, let's have that conversation. Let's get into our next community. All right, next community we're talking about is Horse Creek. Now, again, heading a little more south. We're working our way down towards heading south on the 17. Horse Creek is a massive community. It's been a little bit actually since I had to step back inside this community. It's massive. What you ended up having was, like, I think we counted 4 or 5 different builders over the last years that have built inside this community. There's 2 right now that are selling, and that's gonna be Taylor Morrison and Lancy Homes. So those are the 2 that are really pushing deals right now. Obviously, D.R. Horton has had a piece of it, and then I forget the other ones off the top of my head, but again, you can always call and ask, and I'll probably be able to look it up and remember. But a lot of builders have touched this piece of land. It's massive. Big issue is the locations. I consider a good location. The 17 for sure can give you issues when it comes to traveling, so that's one of the cons. So that's why I consider it a good location. It's not terrible. Like, you feel like you're in your own little tight-knit community. It's great. But I do have some concerns with, like, the amount of pools and playgrounds for how many people are living in this area. So that's one of the concerns I have when it comes to Horse Creek. But again, it may not be a big deal to you, but it's something that I ask these questions. Like, you know, you got so many homes and communities, there's not many pools and playgrounds. I'll be honest with you, even being inside of some of those communities, I never see the pools fully packed in most of them. First one we're going to talk about, so Taylor Morrison's building the townhomes inside this community. Prices are ranging from $287,000 to $324,000 approximately. Now, obviously, they only have one make, one model that I see right now that they're selling for models. They have a couple that are already built, ready to move in, and they have other ones coming up in line. That's 3-bed, 2.5 bath. They're basic, they're not crazy, and they do have a rate buy down incentive. I didn't see what it was, but apparently they have it. So we can always work together and we can figure that out, because I love asking questions. It's one of my favorite things, because these builders, when you go to be with a builder, you're representing yourself. So even when you go sign up with them, they could care less, really, because you're self-represented. So just remember that, and that's one of the issues. I've had a fight with builders over the last couple of years, even for my own home, and it's just one of those things where you don't want to get caught in a battle with a builder without representation. It is a mess. I even have lawyer recommendations. It's fun. The next one is gonna be Land and Sea Homes. So Land and Sea Homes, they are building the single family homes that are currently being built inside the community. One downfall for both of these, though, I will note, is they're in the back of the community. Like, cross a little bridge, they are in the back of the community. So it can be a little annoying to get to the front, to get to where you need to go from the community. That's one downfall I have of these that are available. But the prices range on those single family from $320,000 all the way up to $450,000. 4 beds, 2 baths, 1,500 to 2,900 square feet is what they have right now. So again, single story, 2 story. That's what you're looking at. Basic, cookie cutter, nothing crazy going on. And again, that same Land Sea incentive right now, where it's like a rate buy down or a $20,000 incentive to go to the lender of your choice. Again, you gotta make sure we ask these questions when you go to get into these homes, because they have these incentives. You gotta make sure you ask everything. So all of a sudden you'll go through the process, you go to sign up and they're like, wait, where's my incentive? Oh, well, technically you did this, so that nugget, you gotta be careful. Like, I'm not saying it gets crazy with all these builders, but you have to make sure you get your inspections on these homes. You have to make sure you dive into it deeply. So that's really all I have on Horse Creek. Those are the 2 builders that are going inside of it. It's a massive community. Downfall, they are in the back. I do question the amount of parks and pools that are available, but it's not the worst community. I love the street lights. I love how it looks. I love how the layout isn't too bad. It can get a little crazy with how big they are, but, you know, overall, it's one of the better communities, I think, that are going on Davenport. The next ones, though, start to become a little better located. All right, the next one we're talking about is Deer Run. So Deer Run, I didn't see any incentives when I look at this one. So that's one of the downfalls, is it's always weird. A lot of builders are giving incentives right now for buyers. This one, I didn't see that. So, but let's just assume that I just didn't see it and I'm just being ignorant here by not finding it. So it is what it is. Now, it's not too bad. The location's all right. We're still heading more south towards like the southern end of Davenport. You can take the 17. Traffic can be a lot heavier for this one just because of where you're located on the 17. So keep that in mind. That's one of the downfalls with it. Prices range from $300 to $370. I didn't see any pools and parks inside the community. Again, I kind of was getting a little lost a little bit. It's nothing crazy. 3 to 4 bedrooms or 2 to 3 baths is what you're looking at in this community. This one, out of all the ones we're talking about, I didn't really see anything special about it. So with the options going on for new construction, the average is lower than, I think, yeah, all of the ones, this is one of the lowest ones on the list for a single family home. So if you're looking for one of the most affordable in Davenport, this is probably gonna be it right now for single family homes. Again, there's other communities that are gonna be coming, but at this time, most affordable for single family. That's really the biggest thing going for this community right now, is the affordability for single family. Not really any other incentives. cookie cutter homes, nothing really crazy to talk about. Location, I wouldn't say is the most stellar, so keep that in mind when it comes to this, but you are getting that price point incentives. And hey, anything you can do to save that little money is important. Hey, I'm also gonna take this moment, because we're gonna bring this up in the next community. A lot of these communities have HOAs, actually they all do, which might be under $200 a year. It varies. Luxury ones obviously are gonna be every single month. Townhomes, you will pay monthly because you have joined walls and roof. But in terms of single family, you only pay usually annually for most of these communities. The catch is sometimes you have a CDD, which is a community loan to pay for infrastructure and roads and all that stuff when these new communities are built. It is placed onto the buyer. Some of them are like, I think the average tends to be like $2,400 a year. So keep that in mind. That is a mess when it comes to affordability. All right, guys, and that concludes part one of this two-part series where I'm talking about the new construction here in Davenport, Florida. Obviously, I had to break this into two parts because Davenport is one of the most expanding areas around Orlando, especially with new construction. So next week we're gonna be covering several more communities that you need to know about, and honestly, they could be a better location for some of you, so make sure you tune in next week for that video. Also, don't forget, if you're moving to Davenport and you're looking to get help in new construction, obviously having representation to work with a lot of these builders can be a great thing. But even if you're not and you're looking to resale, we are here to help you. Obviously, we do many relocations. It's what we do, and I love helping every single person just like you. So this number down below is how you can get a hold of us. Call, text, email. Does not matter. You'll be getting a hold of me directly, and I cannot wait to talk with you. And hope you got value in this video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.